have male drill instructors as well. Yes, sir.
Are there many people that don't pass the IST?
The question is, are there many people or many recruits that don't pass the IST? I think the attrition rate for the IST last year was 1.7% for the males and 2.6
It was around 6
for females.
this year. So far.
So far this year, it's 18% for the females.
And about, what did we say it was, like 7%?
For males, so the males, the percentages, because the standards are different for males and females, and actually the upper body portion of the IST, which my chief drill instructor explained is the pull-up or the push-ups, that's a new change from January 1st. So this year, the percentages are a lot higher than they were last year because we're still kind of in the transition period to get everybody used to that, doing either push-ups or pull-ups. So as it stands right now, females I know are hovering around 17 to 18% failure rate. Males are around, I think, still 2%. They're not so significantly impacted because they've always done pull-ups generally. So that's usually the percentage who fails so far this year with the new standards. However, if a recruit fails the initial strength test, that doesn't mean that they immediately just go home and they're done. They're going to go across the street to our sister company, special training company, and there they'll have the opportunity to continue conditioning themselves so that they may pass the initial strength test. I mean, they spend so much time with the recruiters in the DEP program preparing to come here. We're not just going to give up on them. They have the opportunity, they'll have access to a gym, they'll have access to PT, they'll be able to run, they'll be able to work on themselves, so that the intent is that they do come into training. And like my chief drill instructor said, most every week we are picking up. Males are about every week, females about every other week of the year. So if I'm a female recruit and I come and I fail this week, I can expect that in about 2 weeks I can pick up again and I need to pass my initial strength test. And a lot of them do. I can't really speak for their percentages over there. I'm not too familiar being a food processing company, but that's about the percentages as it stands. However, what's important for y'all to know is if they fail, they're not going to get sent home immediately unless there's some medical thing. They'll have the opportunity to try again and come back. This week is very taxing on them. As my chief drill instructor explained, they go through all these processes to get stuff issued. They get their medical evaluation, dental evaluation, haircuts. There's a lot of little things that aren't on the schedule that they learn this week that the drill instructors do an excellent job of preparing them for. If you can hopefully remember a couple minutes ago, y'all didn't really understand how to turn in a formation like a train. So everybody just wants to turn right themselves, and the recruits do the exact same thing. I watch it every week. It's hilarious. They have no idea how to be a recruit, and the drill instructors teach them the basic stuff. Even the female drill instructors will teach the female recruits how to do their hair this week because they need to learn how to, they'll come in ponytails and all kinds of crazy stuff. They'll learn basic things that aren't a schedule, but will help them when they start training. Sir?
Is that overhand, underhand, or recruit choice?
It's up to them. It's up to them. There are regulations that the drill instructors abide by. The question was, pull-ups is underhand or overhand? It's up to the recruits. And we go through a whole demonstration. The drill instructors explain to them per the regulations how they can perform a pull-up. And they can also switch grips. So if I can do 3 overhand and I switch to underhand, do 2 more, perfectly fine, as long as they're meeting the other requirements of the regulations, such as they're not touching the deck, they're not touching the bars on the sides, those kinds of things. So there's regulations in place. It's actually pretty objective. Ma'am?
At what point are the recruits asked about their sexual orientation?
The question was, at what point are recruits asked about their sexual orientation? Not in recruit training. Recruit processing company I can speak for, we do not ask them that. It is not relevant information for us. Sir?
Is there a time requirement for the mile and a half run?
Yes. Oh, thank you. Yeah, my chief drill instructor just kind of forgot. The mile and a half run for males has to be in 13 minutes, 30 seconds. For females, in 15 minutes or less. So, ma'am.